Hey, it's Tamara from Wearable Pump. Today we are reviewing the Elvie pump. All right, let's talk about this pump because off the bat, I just want you to know that I have such positive and such negative feelings about this pump all at the same time, okay? I think there's such positivity here, such ways that it can help you. And at the same time, oh my God, this pump made me so angry sometimes. So let's talk about the options. Number one off the bat, this is a wearable pump, which means it is a secondary pump. What are both those two things? Wearable means it goes inside your bra, which means there's no tubing, there's no wires, there's no anything. It just goes inside your bra and you have it. Number two, it is a secondary pump. All wearable pumps are secondary, which means that you should not be using this 100% of the time. Find my video on primary versus secondary pumps. If you're using this pump, you should not be using it more than 1 to 3 times in a day. 3 times is really even a lot. Really 1 to 2. You should not be using it more times than that. Okay. The point of this pump is to give you the freedom. Now, I want to just say off the bat, you will not be doing yoga with this pump. Okay. I feel like, and I know when I bought this pump originally, I was like, I can do, no, I never said I was going to do yoga, but I was like, I can do dinner and I can do things. Yes. I have gone shopping. I've gone to Costco. I've gone shopping while wearing this pump. Number one, it leaks. Okay. There's a bottle over here. Let me just show you guys how this is going down. You basically push the button, the bottle comes out. The milk goes directly into here. Then when you're ready to pour it out, you'll take this little duck bill off and you'll pour it out. Okay, great. You put the bottle back in. Milk will often leak if you're moving too much. I remember I went on a walk once with the stroller and I came back and I was like completely soaking wet. Milk, if you're doing too much activity, will come out. I never felt like I can do it and I can like walk around like freely, like doing whatever I want. You can walk, you're not attached, but like, you know, I would say like being in the car is a great time to use this because you're not really moving that much. That's just something that I need you to know. Your expectations need to be where they need to be. The bottle holds about 5 ounces, okay? Most people, that is completely fine because the average amount of milk that a mom makes is 2.5 to 5.5 ounces combined. So really it's fine. I was an oversupplier. So I was pumping about 6 to 7 ounces per side. That is not normal. I just was doing it. But as an oversupplier, I had to then switch out the bottle in middle. Seems simple, right? Just take the bottle out, put a new one in. No, let me tell you why it is not simple. It's not simple because if the parts are wet, okay, here's the flange, and this is the diaphragm. If any of these parts have the slightest of droplets of water on them, zero suction. Zero suction. So what happened? I took this pump with me somewhere and it was the only pump that I took. And for the freaking life of me, it would not suction. And I was stuck without a pump. So what happened was that I never felt comfortable taking just this pump with me. I always took this, like if I was taking this, and then I would also take something else, which kind of completely defeats the purpose of it, of like having to have something else as well. You know what I mean? I never felt like this was just enough. I could just bring this with me. I always had to bring something else just in case this wouldn't suction. You cannot get it wet. It cannot be cold. It will not work. Okay. This has an app that you connect to, which is cool because it tells you how much milk is in the bottle, although it's almost never fully accurate, which is annoying. So those are all the cons. The pros. I'm wearing it. I'm wearing it. Like, I would go out, put my hair in front, put a little sweater on if you want, a little scarf. I wear it. I wore it in public. I wore it to parties. I wore it. I wore it on weekends. Like, I wore it. I wore it all the time. And you can't really see. If it's silent in the room, you will be able to hear it. But if it's not silent, you definitely won't be able to hear it. So, like, if you're in, like, an office setting, people will be able to hear it slightly. You might not care, which is fine. You could just be like, I'm pumping. Like, everyone will move on the next day. Or you have the option to not do that. But, like, if you are working in a place where you're, like, an all-over-the-place kind of person, you don't always have the time to go to a room, this is a great idea. Here's what I say about the Elvie. Use it when the other option is not being able to pump or incredibly inconvenient to be pumping. It's helpful. I'm not going to lie to you. Also, like, the con is that it's over $500. So if you can afford it, I'm not going to say that I didn't find the benefit in it, but it didn't suction very often. It leaked often as well. And a lot of times I found myself frustrated, but I will tell you that a lot of times it really did save me because I didn't want to like have to go find another private room to pump in. So I was just able to put it on and done. So that's my honest review about the Elvie. Oh, one more thing that you need to know is that as of right now, they only have 3 size phalanges, 21, 24, and 27, which means if you're not any of those sizes, you need to get a cushion. If you're bigger than that, then this pump is just not for you. You can get a cushion that goes inside. These are available on my storefront. I will link it. And that is my review on the Elvie pump. Meaning, I think it's a good pump, but you have to understand what's going to happen if you get it. In my opinion, there might be a cheaper option on the market that might be better. This one is a little more sophisticated with the app and the parts, but just something to think about.